Hello, everybody. So today we will be discussing on the topic called forensic fingerprint. We are going to see on what it is, how it's done, and its forensic application. So by starting on what is fingerprint, in forensic science, fingerprint is defined as a unique pattern of reach and varies on the surface of the end pharynx. These patterns are formed during the fetal development and they remain unchanged during a person's life. This makes fingerprints a reliable means of personal identification. Fingerprints are often used in criminal investigations to identify suspects by linking individuals to crime scenes or confirming the identity of a person involved in a criminal case. Simply, you can say that fingerprints are a unique pattern of reach that appears on the skin of hands and feet. If you look on your hands, you will see some lines on the hands, which we call ridges, and the formation of them is what the unique pattern on your hand is what we call a fingerprint. So, in simple definition, you can also say that they are impressions of the friction ridge on your finger. Simply, fingerprints are formed by interaction between the layers of your skin and the oils that are naturally on your skin. As you can see, this is example of impression of fingerprints, which can be formed on the paper. The next slide. Classification of fingerprints. Generally, there are three classification of fingerprints, and those are: first one is called arch, second one is called the rope, another one is called the wall. So we are going to look on each of these type of fingerprints. On the arch, the ridges enter from one side of the finger, arise in the center like a wave, and then exit on the opposite arch, and they can be divided into two subtypes, which are tented arch and plain arch. As you can see on example given here, the first image uh, shows plain arch. As you can see, the ridge is entering from one side and then flows to another side or exit on another side, but it is plain, means that it's not having a sharp curve. If you go to tint the arch, you can see that a ridge is entering from one side and then exit from another side, but it is forming a cone, or you can say a tent form like, as you can see. The second classification of fingerprint is called a loop. In a loop pattern, the ridges enters from one side and then curve around and exit on the same side. As you can see from here, the ridge is entering from this side and then it is curving again and then exit from the same side. Uh, as, you, as you can see, the ridge is entering from this side and then curve around and then exit from the same side. This kind of pattern is called loop. A loop can be a radio loop or arena loop. In radio loop, ridges will follow toward the thumb, or you can say ridges are following towards the radio bone. In the urinary loop, ridges follows toward the small finger, or you can say they follows toward the ulnar bone. But while reporting we don't say whether the rope found was arena or radio rope because practically we don't know from which hand this impression came from. The third one is called a wall pattern. And wall fingerprint is characterized by the ridge lines that form a circular or spiral pattern around the central axis, often with distinct delta point. As you can see in this pattern, we are having a circular or spiral pattern around the central axis, which is this one. And uh, every time a word pattern will be having two delta. Delta is this one from here. This is delta, and this is second delta. So once you see two deltas in the pattern, that tells you that you are having a word pattern. Sometimes you will be having a pattern which is neither a rope, neither a word, and neither, sorry, which is neither rope, which is neither a word, and which is not arc. This pattern is called a composite. And a composite pattern means that it is going to have a combination of two or more patterns of either same or different types in one print. There are four types of composite pattern. Whether we have a lateral packed rope, in a lateral packed rope, you will observe two ropes which will be having same ending. In the central packed rope, you will observe a small wall inside a rope. The third one is twin rope, which was also called double rope, and here you will observe two ropes with different endings. The fourth one is called accidental wall. Here, it is neither the above three patterns. So means it's neither a lateral packed rope, neither central packed rope, neither twin rope or accidental wall. As you can see in this picture, the first one is brain wall, which is having two delta. This one and this one. For central packed rope, we are having a small wall which is inside the rope. As you can see, we are having a small wall, but we are having also a rope. As you can see, this is a rope and we are having a small wall. For double rope, which is also called the twin rope, we are having one rope here and then another rope. For accidental rope, as you can see, we are not having either double rope, twin rope, or lateral packed rope, or either central packed rope. Another thing to note here is that if a fingerprint is having one delta, it will be classified as a rope. As you can see in the rope, we are having only one delta. If a fingerprint has two delta, it is classified as a wall. As you can see for this brain wall, we are having one delta here and another delta here. So if a fingerprint have no delta, then it's classified as arch. As you can see on the arch, we are not having any delta. The reads are entering from one side and exit on another side. So we are not having any single delta. Again, fingerprints which are found at the crime scene, they can be divided into three types. We can have plastic fingerprints. We can have visible prints. We can also have latent prints. For plastic prints, those are prints which are found on objects like soap, mud, candle, or any other adhesive material. We also have visible print. Those ones are left by fingers, which is covered with some colored material like paint, inks, tar, blood, or dirt. Third is called latent prints. These prints are invisible fingerprints or palm prints, which is left by oil matter, which is extracted from the sweet pores on articles which the fingers and the palm may touch. For latent prints are not visible by naked eyes and they require development for becoming visible. So for the next topic is ridge characteristics. Ridge characteristics of fingerprints include general patterns such as loop, whorl, and arch, and the specific unique features which are called minutiae. The overall pattern is used for the general classification, while the unique arrangement of minutiae is used for individual identification. So there are different minutiae in the fingerprints, and here I try to make a list of them, and there are so many. But as you can see, the first one is ridge ending, which includes the broken ridge. We also have bifurcation or fork, as you can see. We have island, or you can call it short ridge. We have also a dot, as you can see. We also have a bridge. We have a spore. We have eye, or you can call it enclosure. You can have also double bifurcation. You can see from here to here is bifurcation, and we're having another bifurcation starting from here. And we have also delta, as I was showing you in word pattern and rope. We have trifurcation, as you can see, is trifurcation. We also have a hook. We can have a double bifurcation, as I said, trifurcation, opposite trifurcation. Those are minutiae which are found in the prints, and they help in making individualization. So, how do we count these? First of all, you have to know that ridge counting is the process of counting the number of ridges that intersect an imaginary line, which is drawn between a delta and the core of the fingerprint pattern. And ridge counting is mainly done in rope patterns. The purpose of ridge counting is to help in classification and comparison of fingerprints during forensic analysis. And it is most commonly in rope pattern, as I said, because they will be having one delta and one core. So here are the steps of ridge counting. The first thing is to locate the delta, which is a triangular point where a ridge diverge. Second step, you locate for a core, the central point of the loop. You will also draw an imaginary straight line between the delta and the core. Then count the ridges that cross or touch the line. The ridge touching the line but does not cross, it is still counted. As you can see, in the rope, The first thing you will do, you will locate the router, then you will locate the core, which is here, and then you will need to draw an imaginary line. Yeah, it has to be straight. And then you will count all ridges that intersect this imaginary line. Second thing is ridge tracing. Ridge tracing, it is a method used in fingerprints analysis for only word pattern to classify them based on the relationship between ridge and the letter. In ridge tracing, a word can be inner word, outer word, or meeting. And again, you have to know that while we are making a report, we will not mention whether it was inner or whether it was outer or meeting. This is only for the theoretical part. If in a word pattern they are the main data, then you trace them by looking on extreme left to extreme right data. For a word pattern, as you said, there are going to be mainly two data, one from here and another from here. So while tracing, you have the rules says that you have to trace from left delta to the right delta. For further details regarding reach counting and reach tracing will be in the next lecture.